Day 68. The IDF on Monday said that it had recovered the bodies of civilian Eden Zacharia and IDF warrant officer Ziv Dado, who were taken hostage by Hamas on October the 7th. 10 soldiers, including 2 senior officers and several other officers, were killed in heavy fighting in Gaza yesterday, bringing the death toll in the ground offensive to 115. 9 of the soldiers were killed in a battle in the heart of Shejajia, the deadliest single encounter since troops pushed into the Strip, showing that Hamas is still active in the northern Gaza Strip despite the demolitions of terrorist infrastructure that the IDF has inflicted. Despite the bitter results of the battle, the military believes it is in the final stages of clearing Hamas from Shejaiya, which lies close to the border with Israel and where the terror group was believed to have its strongest fortification and stationed a major force. The army has no alternative but to send ground troops and engineering forces into the dense warren of alleys and tunnels in order to completely destroy Hamas's infrastructure, despite the human cost. Airstrikes alone are not sufficient. One of those killed in the battle in Shejaiya was Colonel Yitzhak Ben Bassat, 44, head of the Golani Brigade's commander team, the most senior officer killed in the ground offensive. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza has claimed that since the start of the war, more than 18,400 people have been killed, mostly civilians. These figures cannot be independently verified and are believed to include 7,000 Hamas terrorists, as well as civilians killed by misfired Palestinian rockets. The UN said on Tuesday that its satellite analysis agency has determined that 18% of Gaza's structures have been destroyed since the outbreak of the war. Ranana Etan, director of the psychiatric division of the Tel Aviv Suratsky Medical Center Ichilov, said on Monday that hostages hauled into Gaza during Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel were drugged to keep them docile in captivity and subjected to psychological and sexual abuse. She said, "I've never seen anything like that. In 20 years of treating trauma victims, the physical, sexual, mental, psychological abuse of these hostages who came back is terrible. We have to rewrite the textbooks." The hospital has been treating 14 former hostages held by Hamas from among 240 hostages who were abducted on October 7th. 105 of the hostages, mostly women and children and Thai nationals, were released in the truce in late November, but at least 138 hostages are still being held in captivity in Gaza, 18 of them believed to be dead. In Jerusalem, hundreds of supporters and family members of hostages held in Gaza lined up this morning in a human chain stretching from the Prime Minister's office to the Knesset, with the aim of speaking to Knesset members as they arrive for budget votes. They are demanding that the return of hostages remains the priority for the government. This is Peta Jones-Pellach reporting for NCJWA, Australia.